Mirai showed she belongs in Stardom one shoulder tackle at a time. I am Chris with the Joshi Wrestling Recap for January 29th, 2022, available on Stardom World. Stardom had their first pay-per-view of the year, Nagoya Super Fight. This was a great show, but there was a bit of a hiccup. Before the show, it was revealed that Tam Nakano, Waka Tsukiyama, and Mas Sakurai would not be at the show, so there were some changes to the card. The largest change was the semi-main event was supposed to be a three-way with Tam Nakano, but had to be changed to a singles match. This was a multi-camera show with Japanese commentary, and Hanan joined commentary later the show after the match. The pre-show match was a five-way. Fukigen Death versus Saki Kashima versus Momo Kogo versus Waka versus Rina. This match was originally supposed to be a 7-person battle royale, but with Mei and Waka missing from the show was changed. Before the match, Momo Kogo got on the mic and asked for over-the-top elimination as a win condition, and Rossi agreed. It makes sense that Momo would ask for this. It was 4 members of Odotai versus her, so she needed as much help as she could get. As expected, this match was a beatdown on Momo Kogo for the majority. Each member of Odotai would take turns hitting Momo, applying submissions, hitting her with rolled-up papers, or attempting a pin. Whenever Momo got any offense in, she would be cut down almost immediately. It was Odotai's hubris and miscommunications, though, that lost them the match. Fukigen Death and Saki Kashima accidentally hit each other with rolled-up newspapers, and a little bit later, Momo kicked Waka off the top corner and she fell onto the apron. Rina ran at Momo, and Momo put Rina on the apron also with Ruaka. Then Momo was bumped into Rina and Ruaka, and they fell outside. Momo Kogo wins by over-the-top elimination. The first match of the show proper was a title match for the Future of Stardom belt. Current champion, Hanan versus Lady C. The Future of Stardom title is a rookie title of Stardom. You need to be under 20 or have less than 3 years of experience wrestling to challenge or hold for the belt. Lady C has only been wrestling for a little bit over 1 year and is 27, while Hanan has been wrestling almost 5 years and is 17. Lady C qualifies because she hasn't been a wrestler long, while Hanan qualifies based on her age. Lady C came into the match with a plan to target Hanan's back, and throughout the match she followed through. Lady C used backbreakers and back stretches to wear down Hanan, while Hanan used technique and experience to take down the taller Lady C. Lady C almost won with a chokeslam, but due to her inexperience, Lady C pinned Hanan too close to the ropes, so she was able to get the rope break. After that near fall, Hanan went on the offensive, and after a Rough Rider, was able to get the pinfall with the Hanan special bridging suplex. A lot happened post-match. First, Momo Kogo came out and challenged for the Future of Stardom belt, which will happen in the future. But the big thing that happened was the hardcore Joshi faction Prominence came to the ring and called out Julia. The members of Prominence used to be part of the Ice Ribbon wrestling promotion, but have since left and are freelancing all over currently. Ice Ribbon was a promotion Julia used to be part of, but left on bad terms to join Stardom. Julia came out, and Suzu Suzuki from Prominence blamed Julia for leaving them behind in Ice Ribbon and the promotion falling apart. There is a lot of drama surrounding the Ice Ribbon promotion currently. This led to a bit of a brawl to the back, with Donna Del Mondo members coming to Julia's aid. Prominence versus Donna Del Mondo is happening in March. Back to the match. I liked this match quite a bit, and I see great things for Hanan in the future. She is athletic, has good size and looks, and is charismatic in and out of the ring. Hanan has taken over Starlight Kid's spot as the babyface mascot of Stardom. If she keeps wrestling and doesn't leave for college, I can see her as the ace of Stardom in the future. The next match was a tag match in the continuing saga of Queen's Quest vs. Orotai. Utami Hayashishita and Izumi vs. Momo Watanabe and Starlight Kid. Like all the matches on the show, it was good, but I got the feeling they were saving some stuff for the future. Queen's Quest was aggressive throughout the whole match and refused to be intimidated by Odotai. Both teams were pretty even throughout. Kicks were met with kicks, suplexes were responded to with suplexes, forearms with forearms. It was Odotai's willingness to break rules, though, that gave them the edge. Odotai would harass Utami and Izumi at key spots in the match from outside the ring, and at one point the ref was knocked out. This is when the match pivoted to Odotai's favor. Odotai swarmed Izumi at this point until the ref got back in the ring. A weakened Izumi was double teamed, then a top rope Spanish fly by Starlight Kid got the pin for the win. After the match, Momo Watanabe got on the mic and said she no longer has any interest in Utami since she's no longer the red belt champ. Queen's Quest lost the feud. Feels like they are saving Utami Hayashishita versus Momo Watanabe for a future pay-per-view, and this feud is on hold till then. The SWA title match was next, Thekla versus Mina Shirakawa. It felt like both Mina and Thekla had fun in the run-up to this match. They were constantly taunting each other and playing mind games in matches and interviews in the lead-up. The SWA belt was vacated by Shuri after she won the red belt, so this match was to determine the new champion. The match was good, along with both wrestlers' chemistry in the ring. Like the lead-up to the match, there was plenty of taunting. Thekla would try to bait in Mina, and likewise Mina would bait in Thekla. Mina's offensive arsenal has really leveled up recently. There were multiple spinning back fists from her along with DDTs and suplexes. Mina took the punishment that Thekla gave her along with some nasty looking chops to Mina's chest. Thekla gained control though at the end of the match, and after hitting Mina Shirakawa with the DDD, the Dokugumo Death Drop, got the pinfall win and is the new SWA title holder. The fifth match on the card was a Goddess of Stardom tag title match. Current champions Kaguma and Hazuki challenged by Himeka and Maika. Two powerhouses and current trios champs of Donna Del Mondo versus the experience of Kaguma and Hazuki from Stars. Kaguma and Maika started, and immediately Kaguma, Himeka, and Maika do the bear ears pose while Hazuki looks on in disgust. While she is tag partners with Kaguma, Hazuki has no time for bear shenanigans. After Kaguma tries to roll up Maika while she was doing the bear ears pose, the match starts in earnest. This match was hard-hitting as would be expected with Himeka and Maika in the match. Kaguma was on the receiving end of so many body slams and other power moves. Hazuki, when in the match, would try to strike away at Maika or Himeka with a bit of success. Maika and Himeka were on top for most of the match though. There was a cool team superplex spot that Hazuki and Kaguma were on the wrong end of that was done well. It looked like Himeka was going to win the match, but Kaguma is smarter than your average bear. After taking a vicious-looking lariat from Himeka, Kaguma small packaged Himeka and got the 3-count pinfall win. Kaguma and Hazuki escaped, still champs barely. Pun intended. Next was the Wonder of Stardom white belt title match. Current champ Saya Kamitani versus Unagi Sayaka. This was a great match. My expectations coming in were exceeded. There wasn't really a story coming into the match. Just Unagi challenged for the belt after Tam Nakano lost it. Saya had a game plan of attacking Unagi's neck, while Unagi is Unagi and just does what she wants. All throughout the match, when able, Saya would target Unagi's neck with kicks, strikes, suplexes, or submissions. Unagi took a beating in this match and showed a lot of spirit. Near the end, both wrestlers kept trying to put the other away with big moves, but could not get the pin. Saya's plan wasn't working though. Unagi would keep kicking out of bridging suplexes or drivers so that she had to pull out her ultimate move, the Phoenix Splash. And Saya Kamitani really hit Unagi Sayaka with the hard Phoenix Splash knees first for the pinfall win. Both wrestlers were great in this match. My favorite match of the card was next, the number one contender match for the red belt. It was originally supposed to be a three-way with Tam Nakano, Julia, and Mayu Iwatani, but Tam couldn't make the show, so it was changed to a one-on-one match. The match was amazing. Julia and Mayu didn't hold back. The match started pretty conventionally until Julia rolled out of the ring. It was then that Julia hit a diving Mayu Iwatani with an umbrella that was under the ring. The match went up a gear after that point. A large portion of the match took place outside the ring. At one point, Julia threw the ref down on the ground and jumped off the ref's back to kick Mayu. Mayu Iwatani also dealt out the punishment outside the ring. After a super kick, Mayu tombstoned Julia. Both competitors were spent and barely beat the 20 count back in the ring. This match was crazy. So many suplexes, super kicks, headbutts, and even multiple shooting star presses. Julia's chin was opened up on a shooting star press and the blood put an exclamation point on the match, but time ran out. The ending was a time limit draw, Stardom stable. Draws, while they do happen more often in Stardom than other promotions, the wrestlers give the match their all, so I didn't feel cheated by the finish. Because this was a number one contenders match, both wrestlers will get title shots. Julia first on March 22nd, and the next day, Mayu Iwatani will get a title shot on the 27th of March. That brings us to the main event, the World of Stardom Red Belt title match. Current champion Shuri against new Stardom roster member Mirai. When Mirai first challenged for the Red Belt, I was taken aback. There are Stardom wrestlers with years on the roster and haven't sniffed at the red belt, but this new roster member went straight for it. Mirai's performance in the match put any doubt out of my head that she belongs in Stardom. While in TJPW, Mirai was a standout from the other members, but she never really looked comfortable. It is my own theory that Mirai was scared to hurt the other smaller wrestlers in TJPW, but against former UFC fighter Shuri to go along with the stronger wrestling style in Stardom, Mirai could go all out and show her full potential. The crowd was spent after the last match, so they were brought along gradually. The match started slowly with each trading holds and submissions, which Shuri came out on top of. Shuri would try to keep Mirai at a distance, and then when close apply a submission. She couldn't reach Mirai's strength, but she could beat her with technique. Shuri threw so many kicks to Mirai's chest, and a couple times she caught the kick, but more and more kicks were getting through Mirai's defenses as the match went on. I have said it before, but I love how Mirai runs the ropes, and her shoulder tackles are great. She really showed out this match, pulling out power move after power move. While not as great a grappler as Shuri, she never looked out of her element, even comfortable at times fighting for leverage. Shuri, the veteran, won the match though. Mirai was pinned after being hit with an electric chair side driver move for the win. Julia came out after the match. She is the next challenger. This pay-per-view was great, and Stardom pay-per-views rarely disappoint. The wrestlers put on great matches. I would recommend the whole show, but especially the SWA belt, white belt, red belt, and the number one contenders match. The next Stardom show is on February 1st and is headlined by the high-speed title match between Starlight Kid and a returning Natsupoi. This has been the Joshi Wrestling Recap for Stardom January 29th, 2022. Thanks for listening.